It's Saturday night at the game week 1 of the Premier League, and Everton vs Chelsea match have just finished. I'm here today joined by my friend Vipul, and we are going to talk about the moments of this game week. Starting with the Everton vs Chelsea match at the Goodison Park, Chelsea beat 1-0 to Everton thanks to the Jorginho penalty. And it was never a doubt for the penalty call as it was super blatant. Yerry Mina pushed Chilwell inside the penalty box, and that's a penalty call in my eyes. But it would be good to hear from a Chelsea fan on how the game proceeds. So go on Vipul, have your say mate.
So as always, Chelsea get off the mark to the Premier League season with a 1-0 win. Even the last season, they used to win 1-0. Mostly they never conceded in the first half. They have a good record in the first half.
But in my eyes, it was too boring, mate, because everything was just in the midfield. Nothing went towards the attack and nothing went more towards the defense. It was a midfield battle on both the sides, but it was too boring as a neutral fan to watch the game. So what are you going to say about that?
Tuchel needs to change his tactics somewhere at some point of the game. Playing three at the back is very boring actually for us Chelsea fans also to watch the game. There's no offensive football in this system, I guess.
Yeah, you're definitely lacking offensive player, and the main thing I'm going to mark here today is the striker position, and you know how crucial that is, as you scored only one goal, and that too it was a penalty.
Right.
There was no open play goal, so that's a very big concern in the upcoming games. I would like to also point out that Cucurella and Broja got a debut, but that was in a wrong manner because Koulibaly got off injured. I hope so he didn't pull his hamstring, otherwise that would be a very bad news for you as a fan. So what are you gonna say about Cucurella?
Cucurella, he looks very quick on the ball. His passing, his accuracy, and his vision to pass the ball is really nice. Alonso is leaving. Hopefully he's leaving by this week. So we are left with three left back anyways. So I guess Chilwell with his ACL injury, he still hasn't recovered perfectly. He's still very, he's afraid of the ball, I guess. I don't know why. He wasn't looking in the shape to play the full game, so he got substituted early, and Cucurella came in as a substitute when Koulibaly got injured, right?
Yep.
Right. So yeah, he got his debut in a weird manner.
That's definitely one thing as a defender or as a newbie you don't want to be come on for. And talking about Broja, does that guy looks like an absolute talent, and is he the guy you would go for as a striker in the upcoming season, the main striker?
I don't think so, because he's still young. He needs to improve his game. So Broja, he came on because Timo Werner was missing from the bench. So he was like the preferred backup today.
Yeah, I was about to say, and we didn't saw much of him today, and Chelsea were much more defensive because Lampard literally attacked with the Everton team starting from the 65 minute. I saw they went wide and they started pressing from the midfield, which gave Chelsea a lot of problem. So when Tuchel bring him on, it was more about taking himself on the defensive side rather than the offensive side. So we didn't get to see the real him. I guess we will have to see what he can deliver in the future. So yeah, that's what happened in the Everton vs Chelsea game. But moving on to the Tottenham Hotspur, they had a really good game, and we know they are Chelsea's main rival. They played Southampton on their home soil and won 4-1 with some very strong performances from Kulusevski and Ryan Sessegnon. Sessegnon, do you remember him, Vipul?
Right, I remember him.
I think in this season he will be replaced by Ivan Perisic. That's why they have signed him. But today he played really well. He got a goal and an assist, I think, and he was pretty strong. I can say that they have started their campaign with a big boost under Antonio Conte, who has made a lot of signings. And to be fair enough, he didn't use them, which shows they have a lot of potential in their squad upcoming. But starting off the game, as usual, Ward-Prowse struck a beautiful goal, and it was so good to watch on the volley from just outside the edge of the box. It was so good. and Saints led the game from the 12th minute, but soon Sessegnon scored a header from the close range to equalize the game, and Dyer's header gave the lead to the Spurs by an assist of Son. It was so good to watch Son linking up again in the game and in the starting of the season. But later it was converted into 4 goals by Kulusevski and an own goal from Salisu. Unfortunate, because in this early of the season you don't want an own goal in front of your name. How would you say about Tottenham Hotspur today, Vipul?
I think they were clinical. They are showing signs that they deserve Champions League football.
Yeah, they do. And I think they will have a really good run in the Champions League. I think they have made five signings, if I remember. And they introduced 2. I don't remember if they introduced Wes Bissouma, but they introduced Clement Lenglet, which came on to 90 minutes, something like that. And Ivan Perisic was announced in the 80th minute. And he was pretty good. He was much more offensive, driving into the box. Likewise, Sessegnon was much more defensive and covering more of the pitch, but Ivan Perisic was seen more offensive. So it would be great to see how Spurs line up in the upcoming season, and Conte could change his tactics depending on the players.
Yes, but he won't change the formation. He will.
That's definitely for sure. Conte doesn't change his formation no matter what. But also we today saw a very big surprise, and you can guess what it's gonna be.
Liverpool.
Yes. We also had Liverpool versus Fulham earlier, which led to a big surprise as Fulham drew 2-2. I couldn't believe it when I first saw the match. It was all Mitrovic show though, who scored twice and was superb for Fulham. Also, Nunes scored on his debut, which gave Liverpool the confidence, but it wasn't just enough to earn them 3 points. But I tell you what, Mo Salah did score the goal for Liverpool but was very quiet in the match. He wasn't able to do his magic as Fulham were sitting deep and the spaces were nullified. Diaz, on the other hand, did create chances, who also hit the post, who was brilliant throughout the game. But unfortunate enough, he didn't get to use his potentials. But overall, it just wasn't good enough for Liverpool, and fair play to Fulham. They earned their due, and this could be said, they also deserved a win. yeah, I know where you're going, mate. As a Manchester United fan, I really like.
Salah is the only player who has scored in every game week 1 of the Premier League season.
I didn't knew that. Well, fair enough, I got him as a captain. Well, that's a very good news for me as he was my captain. And make sure guys to enter our fantasy group, which will be down in the description, and somewhere in the screen the code will pop out. So please have a look and enter our group. It will be a lot of fun. But I would also like to point out the yesterday's game. The opening game between Crystal Palace and Arsenal, which ended up in a 2-0 win for Arsenal at Selhurst Park. Jesus, Saliba, Partey and many of them had a very strong game. It was a really high-paced second half, but talking about the first half, Arsenal dominated it. Martinelli missed and then scored the header. Zinchenko assisted. Jesus looked absolutely sharp. And Ramsdale distribution was one to watch in that game. There was one moment where Ramsdale distribution wasn't that good, which led to a counter attack. But it was all okay because in the rest of the game he was superb. Palace did struggle throughout the match but had a decent spell in 38 to 45 minutes. Patrick Vieira did announce that his team was struggling against the Arsenal high quick pressing game. And to be clear, Edouard did have an open chance which he should have scored through the header in the 42nd minute, and also had another good chance at the last minute of the stoppage time in the first half. Palace did have 2 good chances, and both from Edouard, and he missed unfortunately, so which gave Arsenal a platform to play in the second half. Also, Palace started well in the second half. They went closer in the 52nd minute when Zaha played a ball to Eze, who went one-on-one with the goalkeeper. But again, Ramsdale, who made a crucial save by making himself big, and Jesus, who started playing deep, started to create possession for the Arsenal team from the 55th minute, who gave Arsenal the platform again to be stable throughout the match. But Arsenal did win the game comfortably at the end with a 2-0 win. It was an own goal, if I remember correctly. So it was a great game for Arsenal and Mikel Arteta to start off with a win. And also we have more games upcoming this weekend on Sunday, which is Leicester City versus Brentford. and Manchester United versus Brighton, which is a massive game to look upon, as Cristiano Ronaldo would be playing in that game. That's a debatable question. And later on, we have got the reigning champions, the leading champions, Manchester City versus West Ham. Let us know in the comments below. Did you like the video? And would you like us to review the matches tomorrow? Would love to hear your guys' opinions. But until then, peace out.